look who's back. What's up, YouTube? It's me, Salvo Junkhead, back again with my series, My Story. So, when I left it off, I was telling you about where I was born, where I was from, and blah, blah, blah. If you haven't seen it, check it out, along with all my other vlogs. So, after I graduated high school, I continued our family tradition. I served in the United States Air Force. So, of course, basic training for the Air Force is at Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. And then from Texas, I went to a little Army base called Fort Devens, Massachusetts. So it's a place that if you like the weather during the winter, wait a second, because it's going to change. So I was there for 6.5 months. So, and a lot of people always laugh when they ask me, what was your job when you're in the military? And I always tell them, they're like, what? Yes, I was a Morse systems operator. So I did Morse code for 6.5 years in the military. So met a lot of good friends to this day. They're my really, really, really good pals. So when you're there for 6.5 months for school, you kind of get to know each other. So yeah, from Fort Devens, Massachusetts, I got my first duty station. Was actually supposed to be Italy. They closed Italy down. Then I was going to go to Crete. Closed Crete down. And then I was going to go to Rota, Spain. They weren't sending any more people there, so I got actually Chicksands, England, and I didn't feel like I was ready to go to England, so I switched with a buddy. I wanted to go to Japan, so I went to Japan. I was stationed in northern Japan, in a place called Misawa Air Base, Japan. So let me tell you about winters in Japan. My first winter there, 362 inches of snow. Now, being a Florida boy, even though I'd been in snow before, that fucking sucked. So, excuse my language, but it sucked. So while I was there, I met what would come to be my ex-wife. So, don't get me wrong, I'm not about, bashing on her and stuff like that. I like being married. Her favorite thing to do was kind of like adultery. So, hey, no one's judging her for it. I'm not. I'm happy. So, left Misawa Air Base, Japan, and went to lovely Fort Meade, Maryland. That's right where NSA is at. So, NSA, crazy place. So, was there at Meade for a little bit, and I love being in the military. It's a brotherhood. It's a brother sisterhood camaraderie that you can't replace. So anybody that's been in the military, thanks for serving, and you'll always be my brothers and sisters. So. It was just my time, I was stuck at a place I couldn't leave, and I wanted out. So I got out after 6.5 years. So it was hard, and to this day I kind of regret it, but I'm happy with the way my life went. So from there, got out. My ex-wife, she got out shortly after. My second son was born. My two sons always like to brag that they were born where Air Force One is kept. So they were born on Andrews Air Force Base right outside DC. So that's their claim to fame. So from there we both got out, and I went to Indiana. We lived there for like 11 years, right in Indianapolis, which was a great place. I was in a band, did the band thing for 4.5 years while I was there, and a couple record deals. Companies went under, and it kind of just burned my taste in music out. So, but Indianapolis, it's not expensive to live there, and there's a lot of stuff to do, and especially when the races come around, it gets pretty crazy. So, but they're winters. I mean, it's hot there too. But I lost my job, lost everything. So I took risk. So I always watch Matt Best, and Matt Best says I'd rather fail 1,000 times than never try. So I tried, didn't work out, and my parents had left Florida and moved to West Virginia, because they always joked that when everyone was gone, they were going to move when no one could find them. So they did. Good old Augusta, West Virginia. So, and my parents helped us out, moved back to West Virginia, got a job there, working for Home Depot. So that was fun. So, and then things just fell apart. My marriage, it just wasn't happening. And the thing about it is that we were married about 18 years, and I did what I thought, regardless of the situation. Is I fight for my marriage, and you know, and it just didn't work out. So she went back to Indiana. My youngest son went with her, and my oldest son stayed with me. So it was rough, but thank God for my parents. My parents, Rick and Paula Davis, they're the shit. So they saved me. They bailed me out. So I got into, we always always call it the trial relationship afterwards when I got divorced, and it literally blew up in my face. And then it was just, I wanted to go back home to Florida. So it took me 20-something years and a divorce to finally move home, and I got to go back home. And by the time I got back home, Naples had changed so much. And as a single father, we had a lot of friends that helped me and my son out. Excuse me, thank you very much for those that did, but it was just my time. I had to go. And luckily for me, I always remember it, February 20th at 1:19 p.m. is the day my life changed for the best. So, but I'm going to go ahead and end it right there, and that'll be in the next video. So, stay tuned. Leave a like, thumbs up, comment, and most of all, subscribe, because it really does help the channel. So, until then, Salvo Junkhead, stay frosty.